Muderworld. In the last issue, Storm was turned to Chrome, but here she is serving Dr. Doom, so something's up. And the weather is bad, even though the forecast was for clear skies. Also in the last issue, it seemed like Arcade wasn't a prisoner because he wasn't in a cell. It seemed like maybe he and Doom were working together. But Doom is punking him every chance he gets, and he says he's only keeping Arcade alive so long as he continues to amuse him. So it seems Doom really has kidnapped Arcade and isn't letting him leave. He's also managed to ensnare the X-Men, who are now captive in various traps. Arcade can't believe Doom has gotten Storm to be a servant because he knows her will to be so strong, and that's when Doom reveals that this Storm is just a robot, and the real Storm is in fact still trapped in her organic Chrome state. Her claustrophobia is hitting for her so hard right now, and she needs to get out, and all she can do is control the weather. So she creates a storm that reaches so far. Meanwhile, the B team of Havoc, Polaris, Banshee, and Iceman make their way to the amusement park where the X-Men found themselves the last time they escaped Muderworld. Polaris figures she'll be able to sense the magnetic energy of Arcade's hidden Muderworld somewhere nearby, and she's right. Havoc blows a hole through the ground that they can use to get down there. Polaris shorts all the circuits to make sure the alarms don't sound, and they bust their way in. But there are backup power systems. They power on, and the B team is separated, just like the others were. Miss Locke is here with all the hostages in the control room, and another guy named Mr. Chambers is working with her. The hologram Havoc gets put into is immediately about to send him into a rocket crash, so he dips out of there, and he finds a utility tunnel to crawl through. He finds a junction box, and he blows it up, which causes a systems failure that Mr. Chambers has to go and check. Lorna is being shot at, but sends fake Ileana's bullets right back at her. Then the carousel starts spinning uncontrollably, so she puts herself into a magnetic anti-gravity force field until a mutant power inhibitor stops her powers from working. Lorna falls and lands in Bobby's ice rink prison, and he catches her. Bobby realizes he can freeze the walls of his ice rink prison until they're so brittle that he can just bust through them, so that's what he does. Meanwhile, Mr. Chambers is checking on the blown fuse box, and Havoc is there to fuck him up. Banshee thinks he's rescuing Moira from a runaway train. Then he sees Candy Southern and Amanda Sefton are on the train, but they're all fake. None of them are the real person. Luckily, Iceman comes in right on time and he uses his powers to derail the train, and Polaris steadies the two women with magnetic force fields just in case they're real, but she really should have known better because Ileana was a fake. Robot Candy and Amanda self-destruct. Miss Locke is watching on monitors, but Havoc is already behind her. She pulls out a gun and he destroys it, and they save the hostages. By the time they get outside, Aurora's continental storm is raging, and Dr. Doom has no idea what's creating the storm, but Aurora is glowing in the background, and Nightcrawler has escaped. Arcade is far too pleased with how Doom's plan seems to be collapsing.